So I mentioned how it seems like you've gotten a look from every company. Last year there was an Impact Reality of Wrestling like dual show, and you worked Jordan Grace, who is huge in Impact Wrestling and is wrestling in general. Did you get any feedback from Impact there, or was that more of a product of you being Reality of Wrestling, her being Impact? I mean, it's hard to imagine they didn't have their eye on you at that point.
Yeah, so of course it's like I am the product of reality of wrestling at that point. But then when they came to Texas, that's when um, they reached out to reality wrestling to bring a few of us back, and so we got to do like some matches there when they had the pay-per-view in Dallas. Um, so that's what they had, and it's like really good feedback and everything. But yeah, it was a little before I think the second
Mhm.
tryout. So it's things happen so fast with anybody. It's like, okay, well, now at this point, it's like we're not going to talk to anyone about bringing them in again because
Yeah.
we don't even know what we're going to do with our own talent.
That venue, I think it was at the World Gym. I've noticed that's become just like that's becoming a go-to for women's wrestling with the ladies' night out stuff that happens there too. I mean, that's becoming a place that a lot of women are going, and they're making a name for themselves in that World Gym arena.
Yeah, I love that place. So where I came from before, and when I came to check out reality of wrestling for the first time, like I came from like what you think of like your beginning training centers, like
Yeah.
a warehouse. We're in Texas, one little fan, one ring in there. And I would have like friends who wrestled over there and they would like tell me, and it was almost like a fantasy. Like they'd be like, there's three rings and air conditioning. And I'm just like, what? You're lying. So like the first time I went over there, I was like, man, there's weights. Like, what is this? A locker room? Like, I thought it was the best place ever. And I was like, I'm definitely moving here.
How directly did you work with Booker T there? Do you still get feedback from him? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like recently he's been doing the online courses
Mhm.
for film study, but that's what we would do pretty much every week over there. Like that's the training you get with Booker. Like sometimes so you could do like some 5 minute matches with him and he'd like critique you on the spot. Um, but really it helps so much when we do have film study with Booker because he'll allow you to pick any match you want, but he'll also like have some matches, whether old or new, and just pick out and critique those wrestlers. So you're seeing that or like things he likes and things he doesn't like, and he knows us so well that he's like, yeah, you do this.
So
So
is he
it
getting in
really
there and doing these matches with you all, like these 5 minute matches?
no, he'll like watch you, but just
Okay.
like he'll give all the feedback afterwards. But I mean, sometimes he'll get in there and
Yeah.
be like this.
So who else have you looked at and you've seen that has helped you along the way, whether it be just friendly advice or taking you aside and saying, okay, work on this or help or anything like that?
One of the most prominent people in my life for sure has been Thunder Rosa.
Oh, she's great.
Um, just from the beginning. I mean, she came to San Antonio, of course, and that's where I was training. And um, she has gotten to see me grow before I've even had my first match. And her husband owned Sabotage Wrestling at the time, and I would ring announce for them before I even had matches because she's like, I just want you to be out there and like get comfortable, and I want people to know who you are already. Like she's always been so invested in investing in us, which feels so good. And it's like she has never changed one bit. Like she's tough on me for sure.
She
Like
she
I'm like,
doesn't want
oh,
anybody to look bad. That's what I've noticed. She doesn't want anybody to look bad.
exactly. And like we have those conversations and she's like, I'm so tough on you because I just know you have it and I know you're gonna make it and I care so much. And I was like, I know, because I'm someone like I was coached all my life and played competitive sports, so it's like I know like getting screamed at and stuff is coming from love.
Yeah. I think she's going to end up being like one of the most powerful women in wrestling, like legitimately, because she has her hands in everything. I know that she sat in on a lot of the WoW production stuff. And I mean, like they're doing the Mission Pro thing. She told me if NWA offered it up, she would love to help them like book and stuff. And I think she'd be more than capable of that.
Oh
I,
yeah, he's
and
been doing it.
yeah, I think that she's legitimately gonna be there. And also for somebody like you who has progressed so fast, it has to be like maybe some more credence from her because she got thrown right into the fire. Like she was immediately like, okay, here's Stardom, here's Lucha Underground. You're barely trained. Here you go. I mean, she's gone through all that.
Yeah, and I think that's why she would see that because it's like it's the same thing. I always compare that. I was like, I'm thrown in the fire, thrown
Yeah.
into the sharks, like, and it's kind of like ready or not, get ready. And
So
so because I celebrated my 1 year anniversary in Japan at Stardom, and it's like I that's when I was like I never like not I don't take any of those experiences for granted because I know how many girls want to be there and I know how many girls work really hard to be there, and um some don't get the opportunity as fast, and if they even get the opportunity. And so that's when I feel like I have to work even harder and really take advantage of all these things because I don't want it to just be like all these things are on my resume. Like I want to be able to deliver what you see on paper.